All right, welcome back to Drinking with Jake. Thank you so much, Michael, for that great story about your dad and camping and the bear, and that was so, you know, the bear was a good guest about eating
Oh
all your
yeah.
food and leaving
Oh
it in a
yeah.
nice file for you. So,
Yeah.
what a
Right.
great bear,
And
well
even
mannered.
we had a travel rummy cube game in the box. I think Dad still has it, but it bit the box. Just like there's a perfect hole in the box. Like it tasted it and said, "Nope, this isn't food," and just tossed it aside. It was very strange.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about bears, but I tell you, it could have gone a different way
Oh, absolutely,
at any point
absolutely.
in time. And what a great thing for your dad to, step up and be the protector of
Right.
you and your dog. And, you
Well,
know,
certainly wasn't going to be me.
no,
I'd have slept through the whole damn thing.
yeah, well, hey, all of his training and his dad ears were perked up, and yeah, he did
Right.
the right thing. So that's awesome. So great story. Great story. Well, again, welcome back, and thank you for the second segment of Drinking with Jake. Like we talked about earlier, we like to talk. Mike and I like to talk about what we drink and what we're drinking, what we're trying. So I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about Clyde Mays Alabama style whiskey. I saw this in the local grocery store. It was, middle shelf stuff. I thought I've never heard of it, never heard of the name, never heard of the Alabama style whiskey, and I thought I would give it a try. There's a little tag on here on the neck of the bottle. The Ultimate Spirits Challenge gave it a 93. So I thought, well, 93 sounds about good, I guess. So after a little bit of humming and hawing of what should I try, of course I'll try it.
You got to try it.
You've got to try it. So I bought it, took it home, did some research, and this is Clyde Mays Alabama style whiskey.
Was he
The
related to Willie Mays?
I don't think that they were blood relatives.
Not blood relatives. Okay.
Not blood relatives, but I don't know if there's any relation there, sir. I don't know
So
about
Willie got the baseball, Clyde got the whiskey.
yes, I
Okay.
think that's just how it's split up. So, what I learned is, according to Wikipedia and some other um, sources, Clyde Mays raised 8 children in a small Alabama town. And after World War II, he started distilling and basically moonshining without a license, without anything. And he started to sell this to his friends and family and whatever. And he got caught, and I don't know if he did time. It didn't really say, but I'm sure there was a fine there. And then his son got into it and did the same thing. And it's kind of a cool story. So this is just a regular guy distilling his own whiskey in his house at his place, doing kind of a homemade homebrew contraption type thing. And his own style, I guess, of Alabama style whiskey, where it's kind of like he made his own equipment, he got his own materials, his own stuff, and it's kind of like moonshine with aged in um, the wooden barrels. And
Nice.
it said in one of the articles that since the Alabama temperature was so warm that it didn't needed to be aged for 5 or 6 or 10 years. It only needed to be aged 1 year because it was so warm. So it sped up the curing process or the aging process. So he was able to sell it faster with just 1 year in the barrels. And I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. It's 85, yeah, 85 proof. Um,
So the
Go ahead,
real
Michael.
question is, how's it taste?
I'm glad that you asked that question.
Well,
It
that's
it
what we do here.
I'm glad you asked that. I like it. It tastes really good. It said in the article that you'll get these notes of citrus and leather and blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't have such a distinctive taste where I can taste an aroma of
Tastes
elderberries
good.
or yeah. I don't know. Um, but it's definitely smoky. It's definitely like leather, if you will, but I don't think they soak it in leather. Um, this whiskey tastes like my belt.
This tastes like a cow.
This, I lost one of my gloves. Where did it go? Well, it's in the whiskey.
Oh, I strained it in your golf glove.
Yeah. But it said in the articles that he did age it with apples in it. So there is a hint of citrus apples type of thing. There is a hint of like apples, like a sweetness to it.
Okay.
So it does it burns a little bit, but then the apple kind of sweetens it up, so it's not overly sweet. It's a nice balance.
Good.
I like it neat. I've also had it with the splash. I think what I would prefer, and this is what also the people recommended too, is that it's an excellent whiskey sour whiskey.
Okay.
So I think next time when we're able to meet in person and swap recipes and drinks and all that,
Mix up some whiskey sours.
I was gonna mix up some whiskey sours with this stuff and
I've
see how
never
that
had
tastes.
one.
You've never had a whiskey sour?
Never had a whiskey sour. I've had whiskey that I think has tasted sour, but I've never had a whiskey sour.
I like whiskey sours. It's not a fancy drink at all. It's just, a sour syrup, if you will, with whiskey and some ice. Some people throw in your virgin cherries in it too, and virgin tree cherries,
Virgin tree cherries
and
from
so
the Himalayas.
So we'll have a whiskey sour with this, I think, next time. But yeah, that's Clyde
That
Mays.
sounds like
And
a plan.
cool thing about it, sometime like in the 90s or whatever, I don't really know. I wasn't paying too much attention, but in the details. But Alabama made Clyde Mays's Alabama style whiskey the official spirit or the official liquor, I guess, of Alabama.
Well, you
So
can't, you've got that kind of distinction. That better be a damn good whiskey, I think.
I think you got a lot going for you if you got that going on. So it's a small town whiskey. They're kind of doing so many different things, and I don't know. I kind of like it. I like the history of it.
That sounds great. That sounds great. This is also an educational channel, as it were.
Right.
It's not
It
just
is.
about drinking.
It's about
Oh.
learning.
It's about learning.
That's
One of
right.
our friends drove by today during social distancing, and she said that she started watching the first one and it was making her want to start drinking again.
Oh,
So she goes, I don't know if I should watch all of these. And I said, well, that's not the way it always is. But we do talk about drinking. So,
right.
but yeah, it's a historical channel. It's a learning channel. It's you get some wisdom here.
Yes, you do.
It's not
And
just about libations.
no, it's just not about drinking. It's about learning
It's about
and
learning.
and sharing that information with the rest of the world.
And at the end of the day, it's about loving.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. See, but Michael, that's what I like about our local grocery store. You talked earlier about festival. I go to the
Mhm.
Woodman's,
Mhm.
and sometimes they have really cool stuff. Sometimes you just gotta, sift through the needle in the haystack of I can't say thousands. I'd say the tens, if not the hundreds, but the tens of the different styles of whiskey.
Well, I would say that
and whatever.
Woodman's has their liquor store is way above Festival's liquor store
With the variety, yes.
with the variety. I mean, and the cost. I mean, some of the stuff there, they've got so many different varieties, so many different names that eventually, with a little bit of luck and a little bit of go get itness, I will go through it all.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, that liquor store is absolutely huge. I've only been in a handful of times, but every time I go in there, I'm just like, wow, look at all of this stuff, and it it's, I mean, like that beer that you had, the Cool beer,
Yeah.
KUL. What was it, like 38 cents a can or
Yeah.
something like that? And I thought, well, this
Yeah.
isn't going to be good. That was good beer,
Yeah.
especially for the price point.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
it's made in La Crosse, and it's not bad beer.
no,
It's a
I mean,
good picnic cookout beer. You're cooking with it, whatever.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
not one that I would go to all the time,
Right.
but it's a good beer. It's a good
Right.
drinking beer.
Yep. It is.
You know, yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It's like that not your dad's root beer. They're
Hmm.
good.
Yeah.
Not drink every day good, but they're good.
Yeah. It's
But
interesting that you bring that up. Like, not your dad's root beer, not your dad's ginger ale. They had something there, and I didn't pay too much attention. I'm going to try to pay better attention next time I'm there. But it says like, not your dad's whiskey, and I think it's the same people that are doing like the root beer and the ginger ale. And I'm just, I don't know if I'm really going to. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to run right out and buy that specific brand
sure.
because I think there's other ones that I would prefer to try. I'm kind of on a Kentucky, Southern, Appalachian type of kick,
Well, yeah, you have
bourbon
to
whiskey now.
make your way up north,
So I
and
got to
then a
make,
little to the west,
yeah, and then so
and
I'm
then
kind of doing this
southern.
whole geography thing.
Right.
So, but it's interesting. I've never seen that before. So I commend them and their liquor distributors about, hey, try this and try that, and who knows, who knows. So
There's one liquor store that I've been to out in LA, that I've gone to with my dad a couple of times, and if you want a liquor, they've got it. The band Megadeth made a beer. They have it.
yeah, yeah, they did. Yep.
Yeah. Um, yeah, anything you want, it's gonna be there. And if they don't have it, they'll get it for you. But yeah, you know, forget it. It's good stuff. It's pretty cool that there are liquor stores out there, or, places out there that you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I think Woodman's liquor department is fairly close to that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So if anybody is familiar with the Midwest and La Crosse, Eau Claire area, Woodman's has a pretty well-established liquor store, and not just whiskey, but beers. I mean, their beer cooler is from one end of the wall to
Yeah.
the next, and then some. It's like this big L-shaped one, and if you don't see a beer there, they don't have it, nor would you want it because they have every style of beer there. Anything from the Czech Republic to Marshfield, Wisconsin.
Oh,
It's and everything in between.
that sounds like a perfect segue into our next segment.
Yeah.
Beer.
Beer!
Beer.
Beer! I shall drink beer! So, Michael, we've been talking about whiskey the last couple of episodes, and we
Mhm.
love our whiskey. But again, this show is about drinking, not just
Yes.
drinking whiskey, but drinking in general.
Right.
Hence the old fashions in our first episodes,
Mhm.
hence the whiskeys, just because we've been on a whiskey kick. Can you tell me about the beer that you enjoy?
The beer that I enjoy, I happen to have one right here with me.
Good timing, my friend.
Good timing. And I think if people can tell, people from Wisconsin, only in Wisconsin, can tell from
Only.
the color of the can and the fact that it says only in Wisconsin right here. This is, of course, my favorite beer, the New Glarus Spotted Cow. Uh, that's the wrong side. There we go. New Glarus Spotted Cow. Only sold in Wisconsin, and of course, it's made right there, right, right at the tip of my finger. Uh, this is one of my favorite beers. I don't mind a Corona. I don't mind some Killians. There we go. Just crack that open there, and
Drink it
I
all
don't,
in, Michael. Drink it
I
all
don't
in.
like. I'm not gonna chug it. Jeez. I don't mind that beer, but my go-to is New Glarus. They make some of the finest beers I've ever had. I am by no means a beer snob. By no means. I mean, I don't go. I know guys that have spent $30 for a can of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't
Mm-hmm.
do that. Uh, I'll buy what's in the store, and what's in the store is New Glarus. So
That's
I'll
what's in
drink to
store.
that.
I'll drink to that, my friend.
Oh yeah, that's refreshing. Refreshing. It does go good in brats if you're having brats. It's not too heavy for that, which would make me think that it's not too bad in beer fried or beer battered onion rings or cod or whatever you're beer
Cheese
battering.
curds,
Cheese curds.
cod, fish fried, what have you.
I should have had a glass straight from just for the beer. And no, they're not a sponsor, New Glarus. Even though if they wanted to be a sponsor,
That'd be so awesome.
come on, sponsor.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. If they wanted to be a sponsor, we'd take them.
In a
But
heartbeat.
we're not sponsored by anybody, even though we've said some people have said they would be sponsors, but they're not sponsors yet. But you know, I really do like the beer. It tastes good. What kind of beer are you looking at right now?
Let me take a break. I'm going to go grab it from the fridge. I forgot to grab it on the break. But let me take a break. I'll go grab the beer and go grab a church key, and I will be right back.
All right, sounds good.
Let's
We'll
take
see
a
you in
break.
couple.
All right, I will see everybody in a couple with another beer. I'll see you in a